Sophia, tell me, was it that crazed boy who planted this tomb in my parlor? Who dug this hole? How did they even get inside?
Sophia, tell me, was it that crazed boy who planted this tomb in my parlor? Who dug this hole? How did they even get inside? The questions flew like shards of glass. Sophia's mother stood paralyzed, her voice a jagged tremor of terror. Her eyes were locked on the impossible, a heap of midnight black earth rising like a sinister tumor from the center of their polished sitting room floor. There were no more sketches, no more ink-stained warnings from Genevieve. This was tangible. The sand was damp, smelling of ancient, sunless depths, and cold enough to frost the air. "Ha!" her mother wailed, pacing like a trapped animal. "That wretched Genevieve! She has finally passed her darkness onto us. She has tethered her curse to my soul." "Mummy, please, just breathe," Sophia begged, her hands shaking. "What if this isn't just about her? What if we're all in this? We should call her. Maybe she has one in her house too." "Shut your mouth," her mother hissed, her eyes wild. "I wonder if you truly came from my womb. You are so blind. Who drew the first grave? Was it you or that witch you call a friend?" Without waiting for an answer, she hitched up her wrapper, leapt over the edge of the fresh mound, and stormed out. Sophia looked at the grave, dark, silent, and felt a primal scream rising in her throat. She couldn't stay. She grabbed her bag and sprinted after her mother, her heart hammering a frantic rhythm against her ribs. They drove like the wind to Genevieve's, but the house was a tomb of its own. A cold, brief phone call placed Genevieve at her parents' family home. Sophia's mother didn't even wait for the car to fully stop before she was out, screaming at the gates. "You devils, unloose my family! What blood covenant did you sign that makes graves follow you like shadows? I woke up to a cemetery in my living room. Leave us alone." The neighborhood went still. Then the front door creaked open. Genevieve's mother, a woman known for her silence and grace, stepped out. But her eyes weren't peaceful today. They were burning. "Woman, guard your tongue," she thundered. "My daughter is no witch. We are drowning in this confusion ourselves, looking for a way out. Do not bring your madness to my doorstep." The air turned electric as the two women traded insults, their voices drawing neighbors to their windows like moths to a flame. Shivering with shame, Sophia finally managed to drag her mother back to the car. She mouthed a frantic "I'm sorry" to Genevieve, who stood shadowed in the doorway, before they sped away. Later that afternoon, a team of sweating men were paid a fortune to shovel the cold black sand out of the parlor, but as the dirt left, the silence stayed. Genevieve sat in the corner of her room, her mind a whirlpool. She realized with a chill that since the grave appeared in Sophia's house, the drawings had stopped, and the mad boy, the one who started it all, had vanished into thin air. He was gone, leaving only the scent of wet earth behind. That night, exhaustion dragged Genevieve into a sleep so deep it felt like drowning. She found herself standing in a vast, sunless clearing. Thousands of people stood in perfect, terrifying silence, all draped in heavy black robes. In the center sat a magnificent, open coffin of polished ebony, resting beside a gaping, bottomless hole. Genevieve looked down at herself. She was a beacon of light, dressed in a gown of shimmering, pure white. Suddenly, the crowd erupted. They weren't mourning, they were cheering. They began to clap, their faces stretching into wide, eerie smiles. Then she saw her. "Go on, Genevieve." Sophia was there, her eyes bright with an unnatural glow, waving her forward. "It's yours. Go inside." A strange, sweet pull tugged at Genevieve's soul. The coffin looked so soft, so peaceful, a place where the fear would finally end. She lifted her foot, ready to step into the dark velvet interior. Run, Genevieve, run! The voice sliced through the cheering like a blade. Genevieve turned. Far off, standing beneath a withered tree, was the mad boy. He wasn't dancing or babbling. He looked sharp, terrified, and heartbreakingly sane. The grave is not meant for you, he screamed, his voice echoing through the void. Get out now! What lies beneath the black sand? Is Sophia a friend or a lure for the shadows? The mystery is only beginning to unearth itself. Apologies for the interruption. I will continue from where I left off. She found herself standing in a vast sunless clearing. Thousands of people stood in perfect, terrifying silence, all draped in heavy black robes. In the center sat a magnificent open coffin of polished ebony, resting beside a gaping, bottomless hole. Genevieve looked down at herself. She was a beacon of dressed in a gown of shimmering, pure white. Suddenly, the crowd erupted. They were cheering. They began to clap, their faces stretching into wide, eerie smiles. Then she studies you, her eyes bright with an unnatural glow, waving you forward. It's yours. Go inside. A strange, sweet pull tugged at Genevieve's soul. The coffin looked so soft.